Hello everyone, and welcome to another vlog. As you can see behind me, I am standing in front of a submarine. This is the USS Blueback, and it's available to tour at the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry in Portland, Oregon. It's a beautiful day outside, as you can see. Look at that. Beautiful day. But we're gonna go ahead and go inside and see what they have in the submarine itself, take a little tour of the submarine and hear a little bit about its history. So let's go ahead and go in and check it out. And on the way down, you can actually see a propeller from the submarine. Here's the submarine itself, of course, the USS Blueback. And we'll go inside of here soon, but here's what it looks like, partially submerged. We got this, of course, top part here with all these things. I don't know what they do, but there you go.
Right now, you are on that submarine. Yep.
Wow, look at that one on top.
I know.
Beneath the Blueback is a World War II fleet boat. That's what she replaced. The fleet boats were basically surface ships that only dove underwater when they were attacking something. The vast majority of other submarine museums in the United States are these fleet boats. Beneath the fleet boat is a modern Los Angeles class. There's a very highly technical and secretive piece of equipment in here. It's very important when watching submarine movies. There'll be things like payroll, operational orders, technical manuals like that kept in these safes. Okay. Stationed in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii at the time. So Jack Lord McGarrett drives up, goes aboard, talks to a chief, drinks some nasty coffee, and then leaves.
And here's what the captain's quarters would have looked like. Larger dining area, specific to the captain. And we're now going to enter some of the other areas, but you could see here kind of like an office that would have been near the captain's area as well, with the old equipment. And then another room here before this room we're going in now.
Operations on the submarine are done from this room. Normally there will be about 8 men in here, but if we hear the gong of the general alarm and go to battle stations, the head count in this room can go up to 17. Now we're going to pretend for a minute that we're heading out to sea on patrol. The navigators informed us we've just crossed the 100-fathom line, so there's 600 feet of water underneath us. We shut off the diesel engines, switch to batteries for power. Close the external hatches so that we are watertight, as indicated by those green lights on the ballast control panel over there. Then the captain's going to give the order to dive the boat. The chief of the watch grabs the OMSI microphone, which broadcasts throughout the submarine, and he says, "Dive, dive," and sounds the dive alarm twice. Just to warn you, this is pretty loud. You may want to cover your ears. 1 or 2 minutes later, the submarine will be underwater. Now there's no windows, so the only way you're going to see outside is through the periscopes, but we can only use them down to 59 feet underwater. Near the surface, we have to raise up an antenna and look for land-based radio beacons to tell us where we are. That chart table over there has a map of the ocean. That's where the quartermaster is going to be navigating for us from. Imagine being in a car with no windows. Someone's in the back seat holding a map, telling the driver when to turn. A literal backseat driver. Now, for anyone what the red lighting in here is for, that's known as rig for red. Now, it has nothing to do with battle stations or anything like that, like the movies tell you. Night and day have no meaning on submarines. So the red light tells the crew it's nighttime out. When looking through the periscopes at nighttime, the red light can help your eyes adjust more quickly to the darkness. And if we switch these lights to white, this white light could actually travel up the periscopes, and somebody on the surface could see that shining through the periscope for miles. So red light keeps the submarine stealthy. It's hard to see at night. That is the biggest strength of any submarine. Directly behind me, we walked by the attack center. That's the fire control system for the submarine. This blue window is part of the torpedo data computer. It's a little bit different from your home PC. It weighs about 2,000 pounds. That's an analog mechanical machine. All it does is calculate a trigonometric firing solution looking at the course and speed of our submarine and the course and speed and range of a target in relation to us. So when we fire that torpedo, it'll hit a moving target. State of the art in 1959. Very accurate even today. Modern submarines naturally have digital computers. Any questions?
So they leave the red lights on kind of all the time, or?
Whenever, or at night time, of course.
Yeah.
But they can have white light here just as easily.
Yeah.
Bottom right with the blue light in it, that's how they listen for sounds in the water. Now the whale and dolphin noises coming out of that room are recordings from other submarines. When we get to the bottom, we're taking a U-turn. We're going to go through a watertight door. Our next stop is the torpedo room. Everything that's making the submarine go forwards or backwards, fast or slow, is actually controlled from this space. We just walked through the engine room and walked by one of the 3 Fairbanks-Morse diesel engines. Those engines have been in production since 1938. Now they can also be found on nuclear-powered submarines as a backup generator, along with train locomotives, surface ships, and even the Coast Guard ship I was on. Now that loud noise is only a recording. If those engines were really running and you walk in there, it will be 125 degrees and 137 decibels. Without rubber earplugs and your Mickey Mouse earmuffs, you're going to have permanent hearing damage in 30 minutes. The only thing the diesel engines do is actually just turn generators to produce electricity. That will charge the batteries. The power goes to the electric motor right behind this wall, and the electric motor in the back is producing over 6,400 horsepower. That's what's turning the propeller of the submarine. So the whole thing just runs on electricity. Top speed of Blueback underwater is about 24 miles per hour, but they rarely go that fast because the batteries will be dead in 35 minutes. If we slow down to about 5 miles an hour, the batteries last over 4 days. Usually every 2 or 3 days, they bring the submarine to 60 feet, raise that snorkel, start the diesel engines, recharge batteries, and refresh the air. Nuclear-powered submarines don't have to do that. They can stay underwater as long as they want. Their only limitation is how much food and toilet paper they can carry. Any questions?
How many people worked in this room on a shift?
Normally about 3 men will be in here. The engine man here with...
These are the actual torpedoes, no longer filled with explosives, but the torpedo shells in here, and they're very large, and we were told that this was another option for a sleeping area. You could sleep next to the actual live torpedoes.
That's the loading hatch. The gray floor right in the middle is a hydraulic lift. The lift raises up, we strap the torpedo to it, then move it up or down, and push them onto the skids on the sides. We'll take one of these hydraulic rams and attach that to the back of the torpedo, which will push it into one of those 21-foot long tubes. We seal the inner door of the tube and flood it with water with the torpedo inside. After we've equalized the pressure with the outside, we can open the outer door of the tube and use a 3,000-pound slug of pressurized seawater to push the torpedo and launch it from a tube. Now the Navy says we can fire 1 torpedo. Do I have a volunteer?
Two.
All right. This is very complex, so listen closely. Pull that trigger all the way back. When you hear the noise, let go. That torpedo is leaving that tube at 30 miles an hour and increasing speed under its own power. Oh, I think you blew up the bridge in front of us. And I also forgot to tell you, parents, you're going to get the bill for that torpedo from the Navy. It's only about $4 million, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now let's say you fired this big green torpedo on the left here. This is a Mark 48 torpedo. Entering service in 1972, it is still in use today on submarines. This weapon can be used to sink surface ships or other subs. When it fires, it spools out 20 miles of wire from this can We can use the wire to send instructions to the torpedo and guide it to the target. We could change the attack profile. If the torpedo misses, it could circle around.
Here's some of the sleeping areas for the crew of the submarine, and some of the items on display through the years of the Blueback and other submarines.
Alright, crew's quarters. The bedroom of 77 enlisted sailors, except there's only 66 bunks. If you're new to the submarine, you're going to share your bed with someone. Now, during the 18-hour day, every 6 hours, a third of the crew is going to come down here. Meaning you go to your bunk, wake up the guy in it, switch spots with him. When you crawl into the bed, it's still warm. That's known as hot racking. All these bunks are 6 feet 2 inches long, 2 feet wide, 18 inches of clearance between them. They open to reveal a 4-inch deep storage pan under them, which is all the space to put your worldly possessions. If you are hot bunking, you get half of that space. And this submarine will be out at sea on patrol for 2 to 3 months at a time before it pulls into its next port. Imagine spending 90 days inside a steel tube underwater with 85 friends, without any sunlight, no internet, no smartphones, tablets, video games, computers, streaming services, or DoorDash. Now, showers. There's 2 evaporators to make fresh water for the submarine. The cleanest water is going to the batteries, though. We are standing over a battery compartment right now. There's over 600,000 pounds of lead-acid batteries under our feet, providing power for everything on the submarine underwater. After those batteries get the twice distilled water, whatever's left is used for cooking, drinking, and cleaning. There might be a little bit left to take a really nice, satisfying, 1-minute long cold shower. Turn the water on for 10 seconds, get wet, turn it off, lather up and scrub. Turn the water on for 45 seconds, rinse, you're done. Next shower is in 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Must have smelled so bad.
Yeah. It gets better. One former Blueback sailor told me on one patrol they didn't get to shower until week 8.
Oh.
Combine that body odor with 75% of the crew smoking as well.
Oh my God.
And the smell of diesel. Oils, lubricants, hydraulic fluid, various tanks and bilges. And there are no laundry facilities. Your daily working uniform, a pair of Navy coveralls, known by sailors as poopy suits. You get 2 of these for the entire patrol. Wear them forwards, backwards, inside out, upside down. Take them off, they stand up on their own.
What about your underwear or in socks?
As many as you can fit in that rack under there.
And that's got to last you for the whole sail.
Yep. Your dirty laundry will go into your laundry bag right here. When the submarine pulls back into port, you can take that laundry ashore and then you can get it cleaned.
Oh.
That odor is original. 31 years of submarine will never get rid of that smell.
Oh, God.
Now, in today's Navy, on modern nuclear submarines, they have it better, somewhat. Showers are usually every day, although you still have to conserve water. They have a washer and dryer, a small laundromat for the crew to share. It only took the U.S. Navy until pretty early, 2010, to ban smoking on submarines.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Before that, it was up to the captain's discretion. And coincidentally, that is the same year they finally began allowing women on submarines. Those 2 events are separate, though.
Now here's the actual dining area of the Blueback.
And keeping this area clean. Not a very fun job, but you just got to the submarine, so you don't know anything about it, so you have to do the new guy jobs for a while. But it gives the rest of the crew a chance to get to know who you are and see if you're going to be a good fit for submarines and you have the right work ethic, or they might unvolunteer you. That's the galley, the entire kitchen for the submarine. 3 to 4 cooks will be on board, rotating through there, making 4 meals every day for the entire 85-man crew. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations, or mid-rats. That's like leftovers. All right, what do you think food was like on submarines? Good or bad?
Guessing good.
Good? All right. Let me give you some examples. This is a menu from Blueback from October of 1970. Monday the 26th for breakfast, fruit juice, fruit, fresh milk, bread, butter, jam, assorted pastries, eggs made to order, fried potatoes, pancakes, bacon, and syrup. 6 hours after that, lunch was meatloaf, creamy mashed potatoes, gravy, buttered broccoli. hot rolls, garden salad, and assorted cake and ice cream. For dinner, baked ham, candied sweet potatoes, pineapple raisin sauce, spinach, and ice cream sundaes. Everything from hamburgers and hot dogs to steak and lobster. The midnight cook is the baker, making fresh bread every night, in addition to donuts, cookies, cinnamon rolls, cupcakes, brownies, pies, or even your birthday cake. So yes, food was excellent. The best food in the entire United States military, not just the Navy, to make up for their living conditions.
How do you keep like fresh produce for
Storage is the problem. We can't pull up to a store in the middle of the ocean, so we have to carry over 14 tons of food on this submarine for 90 days at sea. Beyond this panel here are two 75 cubic foot freezers slash coolers for the frozen and cold stuff. We have various dry stores as well. One of them is here. Another one is the hatch you walked over outside the torpedo room that you can look down through. The things like the produce, the eggs, cheese, potatoes will need cool temperatures, so we put that in the torpedo room. Heavily air conditioned, there's explosives in there. Underwater, it's about 15 degrees colder, so it'll make a refrigerator as well. While we're at it, nobody's bothering to shower anyway, so we're going to pack those with food for about a month. So you're going to pull the food out of there, take your shower, wipe that shower stall completely dry with your towel, and then you put the food back inside in the order that you found it. So you're probably not going to bother to do that for a shower. Things that can withstand high temperatures like rice, beans, coffee, flour, sugar will stick in the engine room. Then we get creative. These benches are hollow. We can put food in them. We'll put food underneath the tables. We also will put food up here in the vents. And you yourself, congratulations, have created a storage space. It doesn't matter if you're taller or shorter than 6'2", you will sleep with some food. After the first week, the fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh milk is eaten up. Then the ingredients come frozen, dried, powdered, evaporated, or out of a good old number 10 can. Hundreds of these are brought on board. There's only one place to put these. We're lining the deck of the entire submarine, engine room to torpedo room, everywhere in between, with a solid layer of cans. We lay down some mats over them. We're going to make you 10 inches taller. 2 or 3 months at sea on patrol, we double stack the cans. By the way, the tallest sailor to serve on this submarine was 6'8".
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're going to memorize what every obstacle up here is. If you forget, don't worry, the submarine will remind you. You walk around like this until you literally eat your way down to the deck.
Wow.
By the time you see the floor again, that's the good news, you're almost back to port. So it's like a calendar as well.
Being 6'8".
Now, don't mind the Navy. They're going to tell you that the most important things on submarines are engines or torpedoes or periscopes. The sailors don't care about that. They care about 3 things in here. Coffee is number 1. Do not leave home without that. Sailors run on coffee. This is number 2. That's bug juice. Not made from bugs. This is the military version of Gatorade or Kool-Aid, essentially. Water, food coloring, vitamins, minerals, and a whole lot of sugar. It comes in 5 delightful colors, which have no effect on the flavor. It only tastes sweet. You still drink that every week so you don't get scurvy and other diseases. That's your vitamin C and vitamin D. The best thing about this stuff is that if you leave out the sugar, you can use this to clean the toilets. Yes, it's slightly acidic, so it's an all-purpose cleaner. Third, and perhaps most important, is that white handled box next to the fan. Soft serve ice cream. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can have as much ice cream as you want on a submarine, no parents guarding that machine. You also have 31 different flavors of ice cream to choose from as well. But they all taste like vanilla for some weird reason. If that machine is broken, the submarine is not leaving port until it gets fixed. That is how important it is.
Wow.
So good food keeps the crew happy.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was actually a very interesting tour of the USS Blueback. Very little space with lots of people. It'd be very hard to actually go out at sea for months on end in a submarine. I couldn't do it. Could you? Let me know in the comments and let me know what your favorite part of the tour was. For me, of course, has to be the galley, the kitchen. All those interesting things, ice cream every day, how important coffee is, so true. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.